Hello and welcome to another edition of Motor Capital. And to start the show, we'll begin in Van Buren Township, near the city of Belleville, and over near Willow Run Airport for the Yankee Air Museum show. So this was Saturday, August 7th. This year they did it up differently. They had 2 shows on Saturday and 2 on Sunday. Here is the logo for Van Buren Township, and it looks like it might double as City Hall and a water tower. That's an interesting design there. But, ended up watching it along Beck Road here, just outside the Willow Run property, so we have the nice fence action. It's a family-friendly event, and if it's free, why not? So all the cars parked here on Beck Road. Okay, the show has started. They got a bomber display, so let's listen in. Is that how you spell please? Yikes. But, ice cream truck, popular with the kids, even some of the adults. Proud to be American, I hope. But yeah, impressive display of bombers here. But yeah, the good viewing platform would be right on top of that thing. That would have been awesome. I'm going to have to check to see if they got a ladder on the back side. That would be the ticket. This is traffic coming in and out Beck Road in Tyler. That's your bearings. But look at this. Future home of Yankee Air Museum's Roush Aeronautics Center. And there's the website, yankeeairmuseum.org. They probably have pictures up talking about the past show and probably the future show. You can get on their email list and you'll get all the updates. But we're still in Wayne County. This is the furthest outreach of Wayne County on the western front. It borders up to Washtenaw County and Ypsilanti and then on to Ann Arbor. Here's the logo for Detroit Metro, Willow Run, or the Detroit Metro Police. So the police onto their own for the airports. This is the ticket area to get on the main thing, the viewing, but it's and then they got the fence, so this guy's about as far as he can go before he would get stopped. Okay, the bombers did their mission, and they're back on the tarmac. They have returned safely. Yeah, you can get on the grounds there, but it was just per carload, $185 for a carload. And now if you can get 10 people in, it's a bargain. But if there's just one of you or 2 of you, it's a little more pricey, isn't it? Do the math. Here's some more law enforcement. The Detroit Metro Police. All right. Back to the action. Oh, this is like Big Bertha here. Yeah, the tree's in the way. Okay, now we're good. Yeah, note to self to clear this area for good viewing. I'll have to knock down a couple of trees, couple telephone poles too, or we'll let Mother Nature do its thing. Oh, egads, the latest round of storms. Then we'll have to take down a fence with security. It's almost like a prison breakout here or something. But yeah, not the best viewing area. I'll have to scout this out a little bit better. I actually would have liked watching it on the grounds themselves, and I probably would have paid $20-$30, but not 185. They need to work. They need an MBA or somebody with an advanced business degree to figure out what the sweet spot is for getting people to view, paying viewers to come inside and watch, because you get a better experience up close and personal. You see the planes up close. You can hear the announcer calling the action. I like the logo here, Fraternal Order of Eagles. So they had their lodge out here on Beck Road, and so they were checking it out in their backyard, doing the barbecue and the like. We had some nice purple flowers. And then on the western side, they have this nice park. It's appropriately called Township Park. It might have another name too, but they have several ball fields, at least 3. I'm guessing 4 or 5, but they're patriotic here too, which is good. Caution firearms in use. Keep out. Well, that caught my attention. A lot of times it's signs everywhere, and I might not pay too close attention to it. That one I did, but this Township Park, baseball park, borders right on the property, Willow Run property. So, and back to the viewing area. So this was it. Started at 1. Go to... Well, anyways, let's watch the planes here. Yeah, the plane swooped in pretty low and did some fancy maneuvers. It wasn't the best of cloud days. Hey, there goes, again, please. Please. I'm pretty sure of it. Double check me, though, please. Yeah, gotta knock those trees down or something. Egads, I like trees, but it's just blocking. I just lost the plane, and I'm waiting for it to exit the other area, and there it is. It's doing all sorts of crazy stunts, and I can't keep up. But no, I would have liked to have gone on the inside. You can see a whole lot more. You can see the pilots get into the planes and taxiing on the runway, and just hear them up close and personal. It's Hello. Yeah, out here you get the ice cream truck, though, so that's a bonus. But yeah, this looks like a prison breakout here with the barbed wire. But the Thunderbirds, was it? Yeah, I think it was the Thunderbirds performing here in the afternoon. The Blue Angels were in the morning, so they had 4 performing and then 2. that's an added bonus for you viewers out there, that barbed wire. You're not going to get that on any other YouTube video. I doubt it. So that's my little bonus. But yeah, they're flying in formation 4, but there were 2 other ones crisscrossing, and they broke up too. Sometimes they flied as a duo, but yeah, 2 individual fighters doing their thing. And I was waiting for all 6 of them to do their in formation thing. There's 2. You'll know when all 6 of them are together. Ah, there we go. There we go. So 3:30, the show's over. Told my friend Dave I heard about this barbecue place in Willis, Michigan. I said, hey, I've had it before. We had it catered to a company function. And I said, hey, they got good stuff out here. So they even cater to dead people, apparently, or skeletons. Food and spirits. So here's their menu. Well, quickly, there's their phone number. Oh, and their address and their website. So, yeah, I'm giving you all the info you need. Pulled pork sandwich is what I decided to go for. A lot of sandwiches were good, and I don't mind getting my fingers dirty. Well, with a burger or ribs. Ribs, certainly, you get your fingers dirty. But all sorts of good things. Now, here's the history. Well, they believe their building was constructed around 1865. Ooh, they might have ghosts, too, so be careful, for heaven's sakes. Coleslaw on top, and then fries on the side, and then something to wash it all down with. Honey barbecue sauce, I love that for, like, the fries. Dip it in fries. So here's the main dining room. It's a nice establishment. This was kind of neat. It's right by the railroad tracks, and it's the can't miss place in the city of Willis. So they have a expansive parking lot, and there's the rail line. I was hoping to catch a train, but no luck on this particular afternoon. They have an outdoor seating area. Yep, okay, well, that completed that. So that was fun. All right, now, this was Wednesday, August 11th, and you know something was up. You could just look up at the sky, and you could see things starting to get dark, and clouds were moving like super-duper fast, and the wind was kind of, yeah, you can kind of see the wind picking up. The front end of the front moving in, like the cold front, that has the heaviest winds typically. And then after this, then the rain comes. Do I sound like a meteorologist? Probably not, but yeah, I'm just observing here, and I'm just going, yeah, run for cover. But unfortunately, with the winds, a lot of downed trees. Let's look.
Wind gusts or higher for some hail. Detroit, you are included in a severe thunderstorm warning. That's going until 4:15 local time. So you've got about 30 minutes left on that. Detroit, Dearborn, Livonia, you're all included. Again, we're talking about wind gusts 60 miles per hour or more, tons of lightning. Now, lightning is not one of the criteria that we use to determine if a storm is severe.
I was monitoring the Weather Channel and also click on Detroit. They have a great weather thing where you can keep the radar on. Well, like later that night, I guess, it cleared out a little bit, and got a really cool moon, but I don't think there were some power outages with that storm they talked, but I think it was overnight, like in the morning, like 2 to 4 in the morning, there were a lot of storms, and this is, well, localized stuff. All news is local, right? So just across the street from where I live on Lehigh Street, a guy renting this house experienced a tree limb falling down on the rental home where he stays. I was asking, how'd you get someone out here so quick? And he said, well, I told him a tree limb fell on my house. Or no, not a tree limb. He said the tree fell on his house, so that got their attention. So they sent a crew out literally within hours after it happened, because this one happened in the early morning hours. You know, I'm getting a lot of pigeons with the bird feeder. I got just the plain sunflower seed. I think I'm going to have to go more to a seed mix, although the pigeons will eat anything, as will the squirrels. Okay, well, we're going to monitor the action. This is kind of just watching. It's problem solving in action. And you got the tree limb on the house like this. You don't want to do any further damage to the house or surrounding area. And so how do you do this without breaking something else? You have to be careful, certainly. Safety is job one, as they say. So they got their facility here to haul off the loose branches. I thought they might have one of them chipper deals. Those are cool. I love those wood chippers. But yeah, they're cutting off some of the auxiliary branches here first off of that limb. They have it secured with rope in several places, and they're discussing strategy here. I know the neighbor that lives at the house there, and we had talked earlier in the summer, and they had talked that, yeah, they had ants in their tree, and so that certainly weakened the tree. I had a tree in front of my house that got ants in it too. And so that was that. It had to come down. But yeah, here they got the auxiliary branches off. Now they're going to take off bit by bit. So let's watch them here a little bit. And I love chainsaws too. Old expression used to be, well, it still goes around quite a bit. The expression that would go around is like, how do you eat an elephant? Yeah, I had to catch that action. Yeah, the question being, how do you eat an elephant? Not that you would want to, but if you had to, you would do it one bite at a time, and that's kind of what they're doing here. They're not trying to take the whole kit and caboodle in one fell swoop. It's just one bite at a time. So I think they're doing the proper technique. Wow, watch out down below. But, yeah, quite a process, and I guess everything's challenging. No two situations would be the same to deal with. And, geez, well, luckily they don't have to deal with power lines intertwined or whatever with the tree limb. That would be really challenging, and the DTE energy workers and so forth have to deal with that all the time. So kudos to those people doing the line work. There are heroes. But yeah, there it is. That's interesting. As a kid, I used to always walk around and be fascinated. I'd get a kick out of watching the garbage trucks come every week. I'd watch planes all the time, trains, boats, anything larger than life. But then wood chippers would be great. This guy's not too interesting, just throwing limbs on there. But if he had a wood chipper, I'd be checking that out. But watching cement being poured, yeah, I'm sure I'm not alone. I grew up in the Tonka truck era and playing with all that stuff in the sandbox. Not with chainsaws, but I think you're supposed to yell timber when that happens. But you could, if I rolled it back, if you look at it again, you could see the center was rotted. There, the ants were getting it right from the middle. Okay, you do a little notch there so you can control the fall, and then you can attack it from the other side. It just looks like this isn't his first rodeo. You know what I'm saying? I could feel the thunk over at my house. Yeah, that was a piece of heavy lumber. All right, well then, more in my neighborhood. This used to be where I grew up on Hanover Street. And this was, after the storms again. This is Rod Maloney. Listen to this.
You see all the trash that's set out on the sidewalks here in Dearborn Heights? That's the remnants of the last flood they had here just a couple of weeks ago. It's gotten so bad that the residents here are taking to parking their cars at the end of the street to make sure they don't get flooded out. Wind-driven rains fill Decor's Creek that backs up to these streets. So much water here, they paddle around in inflatable boats, the ducks frolic, the manholes gurgle, and mattresses set on the curb from the last flood simply float on by. And the neighbors will tell you it's not all runoff we're looking at here. Ollie Cox bought a house here in 2010, and while he's learned to live with the constant flooding, it is definitely getting old.
There's neighbors down there, been here for 30 years and it's flooded. It comes up onto the sewers, it comes out of the cracks of the sidewalk, everywhere. And it ain't just regular rainwater. It's nasty, mucky sewer water.
One wonders if the new owners of this home know about the flooding problem here. This guy goes only by the name Junior, spends a lot of time visiting a family friend and helping them cope with these heavy rain events.
This is crazy. Like, every time it floods or something rains, we have to rush over here to help pick this furniture up because it's flooding underwater. Like, it's coming through his house right now. You know, and then we have to put all this furniture up on stilts.
Another problem, drivers who believe their vehicles can make it through the flood tide and can't. Dan Murray talked to the driver of this sedan who came to visit a friend.
And he said it started floating, so he backed it back out here. Got out it back into the drier ground. And then for some reason he tried it again. And the next time it didn't make it.
I had a chance to talk to the owner of this house, and he tells me that the remnants here on the sidewalk come from renters that have left his home. He'd like to be able to sell, and his only hope, he thinks, at this point, is the city of Dearborn Heights, which is taken to buying up a handful of homes on this street. In Dearborn Heights, Rod Malone, Local 4.
All right, Rod, the flood.
Yeah, so that was Channel 4 calling the action on this constant flood zone. And so I had to check it out with my own eyes. Again, for the third time this year? It might be the fourth time. But yeah, 24083. It's a tan house on the south side. The water is receding now, so not so bad. But the creek is back there. I'm going to walk back around there. And this is where it overflows from. As a kid, I used to walk to school, and I would take this bridge. So it was kind of neat. I recall this. Our family moved when I was 6 years old, and we were trying to figure it out. I think it was the summer of 1966. So, anyways, here's the creek, and it's not so bad now, but you get 2 inches of rain at Metro, and this thing will flood. And if it's within 2 or 3 hours time span, it'll flood really bad. This time, it was like 3.04 inches at Metro, and we're not too far. We're just west of Metro here at this location. Hanover is just north of Van Born, so basically I-94 and Telegraph is kind of the location. All right, we'll get a Wildflower update here. I get a bag from Home Depot with wildflowers, and this is supposed to be hummingbird kind of thing. I haven't seen any hummingbirds around, but you get all different wildflowers doing their things, so different design, and I like the color. The color pops. It's kind of like, reminds me of like fireworks. You know, I'm like a moth to a light. I'm attracted to the color. This one, that flower's a little dated. They have their moment in the sun, and then they kind of fade away, but then another flower will pop up, like these purplish blue ones here. I like that color. There's the bird feeder, and the squirrels have figured out how to get on there too. And then, yeah, too many pigeons. I need to put up a sign and say, oh, well, here's Marty, my bear. He's missing his eye there, so I'm going to do some eye surgery, even though I'm not ophthalmologist. I can play one on TV or with my own bear. Here, I got some flowers in the front yard, too. The bag worked out. I spread it out in 3 different areas. But, yeah, there's certainly a variety. And this one, it's just like a smaller version of a bumblebee. But, yeah. I like the diversity. Yeah, diversity is not so bad sometimes, right? When you get a little change of pace, colors are a little different. Nothing wrong with that. There's a bird doing it the right way. Oh, but all these guys. All right, well, I'm going to mix this show up. There's a bunch of little sideshow footage, but here, look. Now we're going to go to the punk festival, but the giant tire. Yeah, I found out about this thing. I'm going to take Grand River Avenue off of I-94. The 4th annual Punk Barbecue Festival. What a combo, right? But heading south on Grand River, and look at the view of Detroit. And they're doing some work under the rail lines here. There's artwork like all over the place around here. This area is going to be kind of, it's another neighborhood I'm going to have to keep track of. It's the core city neighborhoods. And here, a nice church. And, well, if you Google Maps, it would give you the name of the church. I don't know offhand. So Grand River and 15th. So I was told by Metro Times, 4848 is Core City Park. And I'm not aware that there's a park here, but I'm thinking, well, maybe it's inside or something. It's a punk festival. There's another nice view looking in a southeasterly direction. Some train action. You gotta love it. I'll always stop and watch a train, except I'm in the middle of the road. Knight Foundation. They had some artwork here, commissioned or whatnot. I like this piece here with glass and steel, stainless steel. And they have like a nice area. And then I knew this area because I bought an old door here, architectural salvage. When they take down an old home, they try to save the doors and all the goodies inside, cabinetry, any good wood. Look at the smokestack here. It's got a little flare up there at the top. I like that. Somebody put a little added twist to it. Nice stained glass. Then across the way, I was out here too because different Detroit things promote these. It's a housing thing on the side. Then I went inside. This is a restaurant, a new restaurant bar. Check this out. That's broccoli. Or no, roasted cauliflower. Sorry. That's not even close. Roasted cauliflower. Then I got a drink and then looked at this another. This is like those cornhole bags that you throw at those sporting events. Just have fun. We'll take a look at the menu. The name of the restaurant's Barda. Glazed beets, Peruvian potatoes, and you can carry. We already saw the roasted cauliflower. Here's the main ticket items. That was main ticket, and then that's your dessert. I'm not a foodie, so this is all new for me. I wasn't planning on this. It was like, hey, there's supposed to be a punk rock festival going on at 4848 Grand River. That's what the Metro Times said, and it even says Core City Park. But someone at the restaurant was nice enough and said, no, it's up there by West Grand Boulevard. Look at the nice straws. They're like stainless steel, so they clean those out, reusable. And then a look at they do a lot of things in the fire hearth or whatever you call the oven there. So the restaurant's there, nondescript. There's not a big sign, but it's right next to the big church. There's still a lot of traffic signals out, so you treat those all as a four-way stop. All right, so I got the right digs, yes, right here off of Grand River and whatever side street is the Punk Rock Festival. This is the Lee Plaza building, and it's like the acronym for that is WTF. What the fuck is going on there? But here, remember back in the day, Mr. Belvedere, but you had Tyler 8, and I like this. You do it. No, I don't want to do it. No, you do it. That's a great neon sign. I think that would probably be kind of one of a kind. Okay, here we go. Music on.
Hauls my drums. He's like a human fucking rhino.
Yeah.
Fucking sad. The hauling rhino.
Boom. Okay.
Goodbye, Emily.
Yeah.
If you don't call me back, I'll know that you don't love me anymore. Why is my sentence so severe? I wish you loved me like you see. Remember last night in my dreams.
Well, I'm going to take a spin around the neighborhood here. I know this neighborhood, and we're going to check this building out. Here again, WTF. Look at the detail on this. I'm going to get a close-up later, but what the fuck is going on there? So that's why urban planning is important. It definitely is, and that's an audience participation event. Everybody should be involved, and everybody should have a say. I like these old-school hinges. They're pretty decorative. Then there are a few vehicles that have bumper. You know how some people take the bumper stickers and they go to town? This is one of those vehicles, yeah. They're from Kentucky, so they have a mixture between a couple of states and things that overlap everywhere. But I love Southwest Detroit. Yeah, but people might be familiar. Dabble's African Bead Gallery, and they got a museum, and then the guy's an artist, so he's got all sorts of. It reminds me of the Heidelberg Project. It's like the Tyree Guyton of the West Side over here. So, shop, learn, create. Yeah, let's listen in again. chimney there. It's like that game that you play with the blocks and you take things out. It's like these seem compromised, like you just pull one brick out and boom, it's going. But yeah, there's several buildings all done up with mirrors and other things like car parts and the like. So there's an exhaust system. That's just wire rims there. Woo! But yeah, this is right off the Grand River. So a little artsy here on the west side. And the green grass. Yeah, it's greener on the west side as opposed to the east side. I think we should have a competition. Friendly competition between the east side and the west side. I think the west side just smacks the east side down pretty easy, but yeah. We'll see. Stir up some trouble here. But yeah, the artists all over the place here doing various installations. And he took us on a tour. It was a few years ago, but it was really interesting. Back to some more mirrors, but then you got to worry too. The stuff will fall off the wall depending wind, rain, humidity. Yeah, you got to be careful with all that stuff. Detroit Month of Design. I've seen some of these events by going to their events. That Detroit Design is a phenomenal group, and they'll show you all the cool stuff that's happening in and around the city. Here, American Black artists. So yeah, there's some artsy people here. I didn't step inside and ask any questions, but if I come back around this, maybe I will. These are like top of glass jar container lids. Hell, admit one. I probably got one of those laying around somewhere. Maybe a ticket in my wallet or something. But yeah, here's another vehicle that's got all the stickers. I love it. They're interesting. You don't want to go that way. That's a sign that you should heed. But yeah, they have like a back 40 lot. They have an international tractor even. This thing looks like it might be still ready and raring to go. Tractors rock. I was never a farmer or did any of that, but I still have a lot of respect for all that. And they work a lot of heavy artillery, certainly work in the fields. But yeah, they have different, here paint cans are stacked up. The I-96 is right behind here, the expressway, and of course that kind of decimated Grand River and all the traffic. That it was a grand boulevard, most definitely. Grand River was. So they had the riots in 1967, and I'm not sure when the freeway went up. I-96 was maybe one of the last ones. I think I-94 was first, and then I-75. But that's a caveman. He's like Bam Bam. I've seen him at Nain Rouge. That guy, I think if it's the same guy, but he puts on a great show. There was one act after another, and you just have to catch it at the right moment. But I think I just missed his performance. Look at this beautiful building. What's going on with that? I think it's the phone company might own that one. But yeah, what do we do with Grand River? This is one of the dynamic streets that emanate from downtown. You got Woodward Avenue, Main Street, Detroit. But Grand River, we need to do some urban planning. We need to put our thinking caps on and start tackling this. So DET.com, that's going to be the site that will discuss urban planning. At least I'll point you to my latest show, because all these shows that I do, they end up on YouTube. And public access in just Dearborn and Dearborn Heights, I've cut way back on public access. So if anybody wants to see the show, this is like the light at the end of the tunnel, but that it's a pedestrian bridge. Here, a nice two-tone fire hydrant. There's plenty of styles. Here, if you get tired, you could take a nap. But yeah, the street ends behind the tree. That sign's hard to read, but yeah, you don't want to. Somebody actually did miss that sign and almost ended up on the freeway. Here's the purple flowers, but it's kind of like a weed vine thing. Yeah, and get vaccinated. Yeah, do the right thing, please. That's how you get herd immunity, and that's how you help out your society. Egads, it's such a political thing now. Oh, okay, but the sun's going to set. It's sun used to set like, what, 9:15? It's going to be around 8:35. Oh, I'll check it here in a little bit. 8:35. The days are getting a little shorter. We peak out just over 15 hours of sunlight in a day. Now we're down to like 14 hours. So, and then it'll go from 12, the midpoint, and then it'll dip down to 9 in the winter. All right, there's your I-96, and you can see it's siphoned all the, well, not see it, but if you want to get from downtown out here, it's quicker to take I-96 than Grand River. And, yeah, so here I'm at the midpoint, and they say for people speeding and stuff, they'll have police officers catching you from these overpasses and then radioing down a mile or two to have the police officer pick you up. So, yeah, saw that on the news. All right, there's 94. You can take it either Port Huron or Chicago. And the jets doing their thing up in the sky. Yeah, I was just, this was just a Saturday kind of relaxing thing. So, checking out Mother Nature here, some more of those weed action things, but the purple flowers look good. And look at these attractive buildings across the way. There's a lot of these solid buildings that probably make fabulous apartments. No, you do it. I don't want to do it. You do it. Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay, back to the festival. Let's not talk bugs anymore. We'll talk some punk rock. That's how I cook. Lots of fire. Now let's take a look at this kick-ass building here. I'm just looking at that brickwork and the little extras. You could ask for a masonry person to do that up for you. And the first thing they'll probably say is, well, that's going to cost you. Yeah, to do that kind of detail, you just don't see that anymore because when you look at the books, it's just, well, it's not in the budget. But here, this building is abandoned. It's vacant. Are you kidding me? WTF. Let me spell that out. What the fuck? Are you kidding? This building is too damn gorgeous not to do anything with. So, look at here. New Center Community Services. Established 1979. Celebrating 35 years, but New Center permanently closed. This was way back in 2018. I got to get out more. That's 3 years ago. Crap. So this building's been abandoned for 3 years. Look at this building, though. Golly. It could be some kind of housing situation. Give it to some don't give it to some developer, but broker a deal and have them repurpose the building to max this out. You know what? They have these things called requests for proposals. There's an acronym for that. Have people put their thinking caps on and come up with what they think is the best game plan for this building. Just because I come up with some idea doesn't mean diddly squat. Somebody else might have the most brilliant of all ideas, so let's throw everything out there and then see what sticks or whatnot. But yeah, look at this. The Grand Dex Plaza. That's what it was called. So, like Grand Boulevard and Dexter Plaza. So, are you kidding me? Oh, and then across the way, Harlem Fish and Chicken. So I'm going to head north on Dexter. Look at this. The Cornerstone, 1928. And it's built like a brick shithouse. Well, yeah, pre-Depression, yeah, people did things upright. They got a nice security door here on the side. And then look, it was a YMCA, maybe at the original incarnation. That could be why. It was a YMCA, and then it became that social services building. So that's already set up for rooms, but then it's probably small rooms. They would have to open them up, give you some more square footage, but then some kind of unexplained hieroglyphics on the sidewalk. But I wanted to check out the back side of the building. And even on the back side, look at the detail here. I'm not sure what's happening on the top. I think that's ventilation, but they got tricky there. And then some more fancy brickwork. And this is the back side. And then, the arches. And then I think these were retrofitted with modern windows. But look at this. Lordy, lordy. But then you have the broken window theory. So I don't know what happened. Someone probably threw a rock, but that's never good. But, yeah, they need to have somebody repurpose this building. And that's an opportunity for somebody. So we got to first find out who owns the building. Probably City Hall in the city Detroit. It's like just under half a moon. So this number 16, Dexter to Greenfield. So nice, peppermint, wintergreen or spearmint. They use that green and white. So yeah, I pay attention to those danger high voltage signs too. But I love these little arches. I'm keeping an eye on the moon, trust me. Always aware of where the moon is. And I follow the sun, too. Keep track. I'm going to take the alley behind this building and just kind of see what's going on. This West Grand Boulevard and East Grand Boulevard. The Grand Boulevard is really cool too. And we need to do some work along this stretch, but this is the core city neighborhoods. These guys were shooting hoop out in the back, and they missed those shots, but they were pretty good, actually. Just when I had them under camera, they couldn't shoot for shit. They were like me. I can't play basketball. Sorry. The Town Motel, and they have air conditioning and color TV. So those accommodations are there. They made a shot. That's good. So I walked around to the front here on West Grand Boulevard. So the Sobriety House, and so different businesses along here. Free hot meals. Then a church. Well, this is the prominent church. They got 3 crosses, so it's the Tabernacle Missionary Baptist Church, and that's their address. And they have a good sign here. But yeah, and then the Punk Festival. I'm just getting the lay of the land, just kind of doing a 360, just kind of while I'm here, trying to make sure I'm not missing anything. You know what I'm saying? What are we going to do with that building? Oh, that's a gorgeous building. Then the sky, it's a great cloud day. We got some here, sidewalk lights. But yeah, the sun setting. Okay, 8:40. I think it already set, but it's just like the twilight thing. So the oranges and purples, and now a smokestack. So then I started thinking, yeah, the silhouettes would, All right, pleasant, 73 degrees. The humidity's down. This is like, yeah, the silhouettes. And these were a couple punk rockers, and they're on top of their van, and they said, yeah, this is cool. So the one guy's taking pictures. I'm not sure what the other guy's doing, but yeah, if you got a pretty girlfriend, that would make for a great shot. So yeah, first get yourself a van, and then get yourself a pretty girlfriend, and then get yourself a nice sunset kind of day, and yeah, do that shot. Okay, back to the punk rock action.
All right, now you can see me. Although it did look like I had some sparkly hair. All right. set. Should I wait like 50 minutes to play the next song? Let me make sure it's in tune, because I...
Learn and shop. Yes, indeedy. It's worth showing twice. And then this camera can pick up in low light levels, which is cool. It's ancient. It's a 2001 Sony camcorder. And I get laughed at many a time for my old camcorder. But it's great in low light conditions, which this is one of those situations. Did you see it? My evil twin? He gets in trouble all the time, but yeah. I was thinking I better bring him home before. No, you do it. I'm not going to do it. The Lee Plaza. And then to find the right car, I press the button. Ah, that's it. Now I remember. DET.com is the website. So I'm on YouTube. It'll have the latest YouTube video. I get near the top of the hour, too. There's the giant tire. That could be a tourist attraction. Michigan Welcome Center from the airport to downtown. People could pull over, get maps, refreshments, maybe some free air for their tires. I don't know. Allen Park. Make some money. The Michigan, a pure Michigan ad. All right, well, back home. This is bonus video. This was just a little bit extra, but yeah, the Tigers were playing the Indians, and Miggy is en route to trying to get 500. So a lot of interest, and plus the Tigers are playing great these days. But yeah, battle here, and oh, yeah. A Big D victory. That's the final, folks. Folks, yeah, thanks for watching. Take care and good night.